Hello, bonjour, namaste, ni hao, and ohio, everybody. What is going on? It is Galeriot here, and welcome back to the YouTube channel once again for another Danmachi video. And today we are going to be reacting to episode 3 and 4 of season 1. We're continuing on the reaction grind, and of course, along with that as well, this is my second time recording this because, of course, the first time I recorded it yesterday, unfortunately, we ran into some copyright claim issues. So basically, there's this company called Muse. It's based in Asia. They tend to basically stream these episodes on YouTube every week pretty much, and I assume they've got the rights to obviously streaming and recording and uploading Danmachi anime episodes on YouTube, and so it automatically copyright claimed it. I did try and increase the opacity so that you guys could see a little bit more of the anime, but it turns out that was probably a very bad idea. I still have it in the bottom left. I'm gonna also reduce the size of it quite a little bit as well, just to help us out a little bit, but I'm also trying to make it even less opaque as well so that you guys can see less of it technically, unfortunately, but it also avoids me from getting hit with the copyright claim. A lot of people have been asking me about, of course, making this on a private channel as well, and or doing it as an unlisted reaction, and I could, but still, the way it works is that unfortunately if it is copyright claimed, YouTube automatically detects it even if it is just a draft or unlisted or private, and unfortunately what that means is it'll be blocked in a lot of regions. I think it was blocked in all of Asia, Italy, France, and a couple of other countries. So unfortunately it doesn't make much sense for me to upload a video and it be blocked in your country. It doesn't make any sense, honestly. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to try and see if this works. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it works. If it doesn't, I'm gonna have to record this for the third time, but obviously have nothing on the screen and just my face, which will be kind of annoying, I know, for you guys, but hopefully you guys understand that I know I want to get this across to you guys. I want to obviously do my reactions, and if it means that we have to go without a video entirely, we still will. What I'll try and do is I'll set up timestamps for the start of the episodes and end of the episodes and stuff like that, so that way you guys get an idea of like when an episode is starting and stuff, if we do get to a point where I can't show the video on screen, right? But we'll see what happens. There's still a lot of time for us to try and do different things with these videos, so hopefully, fingers crossed, something works out at the end of it all. Now, of course, if you guys want to enjoy this video, remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, all that sort of good stuff. And one more thing I would like to ask you guys in the comment section as well. I want you guys to leave some questions for me in the comment section in terms of things I can talk about while the episodes are airing. Maybe it can be related to the current episode or the previous episode or something like that, and maybe that's something we can talk about in the episodes to come as well. Because of course I'm going to be proposing a question for this video as well. It's something I actually proposed in the first recording as well, and I'm going to even propose it right now because of course we're going to get into this episode and it's going to be about it. But let me know in the comment section, should the Hestia knife have been more? Now, let's start the episode and I'll talk a little bit more about what I mean by that. Now, first things first, right? We'll get to the Hestia knife in a moment. This, to me, the start, I remember, when, people were arguing about, why Belle still was with Hestia and vice versa and stuff like that, right? People tend to forget how Belle was as a younger, in his past, obviously, living alone with his grandfather, only relying on his grandfather, being told these amazing stories by his grandfather about heroes and adventurers, and then of course going to Orario and being rejected by everybody, right? Hestia was the only one who put out a hand to him, and similarly Belle was the only one to accept Hestia's hand, right? And so I think, yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy how much he was absolutely getting smacked around. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Oh man. I still think, like, people need to realize this. I know Hestia has her flaws, and Belle may be a bit naive, a bit too accepting, but you have to remember, man, their relationship it's a two-way street. There's a reason why Belle will not let go of Hestia no matter what. Well, out of outside of extenuating circumstances, shall we say. Yeah, no, it's she's so important. She's so important to Belle. People will forget about that. Obviously, I know a lot of people will also say that, um, with Hestia, there's a lot of flaws, and maybe she didn't help with Belle's growth that much at the start, kinda, but she allowed him to do so much things, work with her eyes, allow him to do his thing with exploring and stuff. Never really stopped him. She let him grow to where he is now, basically. Also, I had a comment recently, I think, in my Discord, or one of the Discords I'm in, I should say more so specifically, about oh no, what happened there? Let's see. Hopefully it works. I don't know why it's not working. That's weird. It was working fine. Okay, hopefully it works now. So what I was gonna say was, some people were talking about Ganesha and saying that, they're kind of like just a plot device. They're not being used that well. And in the main series, I could kind of see that in the main series. But the thing is, this is where I feel like, again, JC staff, and well, not less so JC staff, because they can only do what they're told, kind of more so when it comes to producing anime and stuff. This is more so on the production company, SB Creative, for not allowing JC staff or any other company to try and do something with Sword Art Online, because Sword Art Online tells you more about the Ganesha Familia and what they actually do and where their resources are effectively being diverted. Of course, if you read the Danmachi stories and stuff, you will know a little bit more as well. But effectively, what they're primarily doing is dealing with Evilus while all of this is going on and stuff, right? There's a reason why we don't see Shakti or any of the other level 5 individuals in Ganesha Familia, because they have level 5 characters in the Familia, but they can only do so much, They can only do so much when, they're actually also trying to protect Orario from within itself with Evilus and stuff. And especially with Evilus being all over the place with a lot of different factions and stuff and everything, you have to realize that they spend more time there. All right. Yeah, this is where I will say, okay, the Hestia knife, right? It should have been something more, in my opinion. And this is my question to y'all. Should the Hestia knife have been more alive, in the sense of it grows with Belle in terms of stats and stuff, but it should also grow in terms of the type of weapon it is. Not saying it should become like a spear or a bow or anything of that sort, but it should transform or mold to what Belle wants most, be it a knife, a dagger, a short sword, a sword, long sword, great sword, whatever Belle wants. Because let's be real, more often than not, whenever we do get to later parts in Danmachi, especially like if you look at the Astraeus fight, some of the dungeon stuff and everything, right? He ends up just using a great sword or something instead, and it's like, come on, it really, are we okay? Sure, I guess, kind of. But yeah, I think if we had that opportunity to actually see Belle and use this Hestia knife in various different ways, if it was actually moldable in terms of different things, it would have been amazing. All right, and now this is also very important as well. Yeah. I was about to say, like, Belle still has some PTSD from the Minotaur fight, and of course we'll see it later on as well. But yeah, he's paralyzed with fear at this point. Like, come on. I still remember, like, when this happened, this specific scene happened, I thought Eyes actually came in and saved him, but obviously not the case. Still maintained, by the way. Low-key casual wear is kind of cool, I'm not gonna lie. I really like her design. You know what? I still maintain JC staff with their art style is still really good, man. Season 1's art style was so nice. Very underrated. While I think literally when I say, JC staff is still strong when it comes to the animation, when it comes to the art style and stills. The biggest issue comes from, obviously, I would say more so the okay, when I say art style, I mean also the colors and stuff. I think they do a great job there, and I think that's what kind of makes it really pop really well. But the animation and that's where the consistency kind of goes out of the window a little bit. I'm surprised Hestia didn't get a hit from one of that fall, to be honest. I will say I'm very surprised about that. You really are hopeless. There you go. That's what I mean. Like it's just it's a two-way relationship, man. This is where it all began for both of them. Even if from a young familiar to where they are now in season 4, season 3, with more members, well, Mikoto, Lily, so on and so forth. Whoever comes in the future, people are saying Ryu, people are saying XYZ. People need to oh, Jesus Christ. Feel bad for those homies in the houses, man. They're just vibing. Like, this is where it all started. They kind of have to rely on one another. But it's like, not the time right now, not the time. We can chat about this later. Oh, how did he? I forgot about this. How did he know there was a? How the hell did he know that? I forgot if they had mentioned in the light novel how he managed to figure that door out. I'd have to go back and check. I don't remember. To be fair, he has been thrown around like a rag doll for the last like 5-10 minutes, and also it's not like he's had a good time of it in the dungeon either recently with the Minotaur. Where does the silverback usually spawn? I'm trying to remember. In terms of floor, I don't think it's that low down. I'd have to double check. I actually don't remember. So one more thing I actually wanted to ask you guys as well, funnily enough, as well, in terms of the storyline and stuff, right? And this is something I feel Danmachi could have done extremely well with, especially with certain characters and duos. I feel like there should have been also another thing between. I mean, we have some skills relating to the gods and stuff, right? Of course, right? But I think what would have made amazing, right, would have been if there was a way to link a character, or a familiar member, or a child of the god and goddess, and the god and goddess themselves, and their relationship, and how that would have given them a insane abilities and skill. We do have that a little bit with Bell and stuff, but I think it should have been something a bit more and hit up on, because there are some duos like that. Welf and Hephaestus, right? Like I said, Bell and Hestia. You could say as well with Mikoto and Takemikazuchi to an extent as well. But even the likes of, Philvis Dionysus as well, right? After especially the events that they went through at the very beginning, in their story, like, right, that would have been something as well. I think there are some duos like that that could give us a little bit more of an indication of how, important that relationship is and developing that relationship is, and maybe having only a few people achieve that could have been so game changing for the story, right? Especially Philvis and Dionysus, of course. Like, of course, Liara's Freeze still being there is absolutely fine. I think that's absolutely fair. But I think it would have been quite interesting to see maybe a potential what if of like Liara's Freeze plus this Hestia buff, especially after the events of the Silverback. I think it kind of doubles down on their relationship even more so, right? Between the two. He's like, wait a second, what they doing over there? Like, what the dog doing? Ice can hear him as well. Over 600. Damn. Should have been over 9,000. I'm just joking. This is the reason why, and especially like the belief that the goddess has in their child, and also vice versa, is so important. And I feel like some do have that, of course, right? No doubt there has to be that belief. Why would you be part of that familia? But I feel like for the most part, not all of the children have that. I mean, of course, you could argue that it's quite notorious that the Freya familia has that faith in Freya herself. But is it healthy for one? And number two, is Freya even that devoting to them? Obviously, she's done a lot for them as well, right? But like, is it the same degree as Belle and Hestia, maybe, or Rolf and Hephaestus' relationship even? I don't know. That's a question that we have to obviously wonder about. And again, I might make that a video and talk about that in more detail about like how that would work and stuff. But I think that would be a pretty cool thing to work with, and again, kind of double down on Hestia a little bit more as well, and make her important in the story, more important in the story, I should say. Importanter is not a word. Oh, I didn't even realize that he did that break to go for the armor initially. Man, this fight in Danchro and Danmimo both were annoying as shit. Danmimo less so, Danchro was annoying. I am. Straight through this. Also, I love how his armor is just in shackles is just left on the floor. Probably the first time Belle got any sort of plaudits from the townsfolk of Danmachi, of Horario, I should say. Of Danmachi, I was gonna say, of Horario. This Loki, man. She's like, finally. Nope, never mind. Funnily enough, fun fact for y'all, if I'm not mistaken, the JPVA for Loki is also the VA for Kachina in Genshin Impact in Natlan. Fun fact for y'all. Of course, I could probably go through a huge list of characters in Danmachi that are in Genshin, to be honest. Matsuoka, of course, is Shao. Inori Minase is Farina. Sayori Hayami Ryu is, what's her name? Ayaka. Kamisatsu Ayaka. Oh yes, our first proper one. Hit him with it, Ganesha. Yes, we know that. I forgot they said that as well. I think it was just muscle memory, to be honest. God damn it. Oh, so they got Ganesha da. My goat, my goat. Honestly, my goat. Nobody does it like him. Oh, you know one thing I could do actually? I'm trying to think about it. In the future, if this doesn't work, right, the copyright thing, I think we'll see. Again, hopefully this goes up. Let me know if you guys would like to see maybe still images of like the scene happening maybe or something, and then we can maybe upload that instead. Like every interval, like I put a new image for like a minute or two, and then move on to the next scene and stuff. That could be something we could consider as well. Like I have this scene for now, then I move on to the Hestia and Belle on the bed scene, and so on and so forth. So bold, Sir. So bold. That's good. Hestia out. Ah, yes, the Hephaestus scabbard. Bill's like, what'd you say? No way. Yeah, again, I still maintain, man, if it was moldable, it was able to evolve into like bigger weapons, effectively swords and stuff. Unbelievable weapon, honestly. This would have been an unbelievable weapon. Yeah, 200 million Valis you worked out, buddy. Smart. Yeah, no, nah, it's a very amazing relationship between the two, honestly. Ah, yes. Our first introduction of Lily Ruka. People tend to forget about the scene, I feel like, at the end of this episode, because a lot of people, tend to rag on Lily a little bit of what happens later on, and we'll talk about that, of course, once we get to that episode. But I feel like the scene is kind of forgotten. I think it's such an important scene to set up Lily, of course, right? Wait. I didn't even notice that. Can we go back a little bit? Sorry. Does she smile as she's walking? Yeah, I didn't even notice that. That's sick. Alright, let's give an outro. Oh no. If I just is like smug smile. Oh my god, this outfit, the maid outfit. A good episode, honestly. Good episode overall. I think that was a very nice episode. Honestly, the one thing I will say as well though is with episode 4, right? Or episode 3, sorry, I should say. That ending outfit, Hestia outfit, is such an iconic outfit in the sense of like for Danmimo players. because it was literally the first unit you'd get when you get into the game. It was given out to free for all players effectively at the start of the game, and it was the unit that everybody used pretty much to kind of carry you a little bit in terms of the assist side. So it's quite funny in that sense that it's such a iconic outfit in a way. All right, let's watch this now. Episode 4 time, baby. Let me see if I put it up. Yep. Hannah's like, what? Are you dumb as fuck? You stupid dummy. Man, I still maintain Danchro needs Aina. Aina is such an integral part of Bel's start. She's his guild advisor, man. Like, Aina is present in the quest menu and stuff, right? And that's fine, but like, brother, she should have been an assist. She should have been somewhere in the game in terms of actually being a somewhat playable character. Like, it's ridiculous that she's not. It's unbelievable. I am shocked. It is a shock. Like, I know that they are primarily doing adventures and goddesses and stuff and as adventures and assists, but like, what do you mean? Why? Like, make her an assist. Ah, yes, Hephaestus armor time, baby. Now, one thing I will say about the Hephaestus armor and stuff, right? Personally, I think if there's any familiar I'd join, it'll probably be the Hephaestus familiar. I'm not gonna lie. It probably would be. I think in terms of blacksmithing and everything, it would make sense for me. And I think I'd like to, I'd fit in well with the familiar, I'd feel. I'd say it's probably Hephaestus, then potentially Hermes or Ganesha. One of those three, I'd probably say. The date outfit. You look a lot younger than usual. He went straight for the dumbass. The fan service moments, of course, have to be there. To be fair, it's quite interesting that Aina treated him like a younger brother at the very beginning, and then it obviously grew into something more, obviously. Bell did get out of the bro zone. I mean, to be honest, every MC gets out of the bro zone. He's like, I have one weapon and I'm already broke from that, please. Oh my god. Like, guy shouldn't be so hesitant. Shit, man. I'm not gonna lie though, I will say this floor is so gaudy in terms of the armor and stuff. The funny thing is, right, a lot of this, the main characters don't even use. To be fair, they have very specific like weapons and armors set up for them, right? But even then, they don't use any of these armors and stuff. And we'll talk about the armors in a moment when we get to Bel's to Bel's new armor and stuff, right? But yeah. Protection mode immediately. Immediately going for that no seduction of my boy Bell. Okay, yeah, no, this is it. This is it. This is such a cool thing that Hephaestus does, to be fair, to like just help the younger generation. All items are here on new smiths. I assume they probably have like the new smiths, the middle level smiths, and the high level smiths. So the high level smiths are of course the ones that you see in the golden area, and the middle level smiths have a different floor maybe, and then the low level smiths have this floor, which is still cool. The Dark Souls armor. poison their armors and weapons. The armor. Pyokinich, I think it was called, if I'm recalling correctly. One thing I will say, and a lot of people ask this question, right? Well, of course. A lot of people ask this question about like why do these characters have so little armor? They barely wear any armor and stuff. And it's like, well, they have a high enough endurance, and to be fair, heavy armor is also quite rigid in general normal like stories and stuff, fantasy stories. A lot of people feel like heavy armor is supposed to be rigid and stiff, but technically it's not. It is flexible still, but obviously for the speeds that these guys go and everything, it makes sense for them to use light armor a little bit more. But along with that, just their endurance in general, and of course if they go deeper into the dungeon, get the right materials and then use that materials for like protection. Like, of course, Haruhime with the Goliath robe, right, for example, is a perfect example of course protecting yourself from the dangers of the lower floors. So I think it comes down to all of that sort of stuff. It like armor can only take you so far, so it's better to go with things that you prefer and what helps you the most, rather than going in and wasting hopeless amounts of money for armor that's not gonna be really suited for you. And yeah, in Belt's case, light armor. In Aiza's case, it's also light armor. With the mages, it's always robes and stuff, right? But yeah, like a majority of the characters we see, Gareth is probably the only one that has like heavy armor. Finn has very light armor. Ice light armor. Bet barely any armor. Amazons, of course, don't use any armor. Elise back in the day, barely any armor. Bell barely any armor. Well, barely any armor. Like these characters, I love how they both turn red. But yeah, I think it's just yeah. Oh, Lily noticed the glow. Because she's a girl. I remember this from yesterday when I recorded it. It's too funny. He's like, because she's a girl. Ah, yes, my goated girl for you. Damn. But the funny thing is, how is that going too far? You didn't do that. Ryu is such an interesting character in the first season. She feels such a anomaly in a way, but you know that there's some importance to her as well because of how often she appears, especially towards the end as well. But yeah. From the very beginning, she's like, be careful first here. Alright. Damn, that armor looks good. I forgot how good Bell's armor looked. Also, you can see that he's still wearing. I didn't even realize this until quite later on in the story of the show and stuff, that Bell was still wearing his black, like full not spandex. I don't know if it's spandex, but the full black suit underneath him, under the light armor, just to kind of protect him. I love how Mr. Whitehair Oni-san. Man, Lily's bag is so big for her. It's still too funny, man. I love how Belle goes to like feel the ear instead. Mm-hmm. Getting immediately getting to Belle's feelings by making him responsible. Belle's shock faces are still goated, man. Get his ass. Get his ass. Get his ass, V2. Man, that is disgusting. That is so disgusting. Like every time I think of becoming an adventurer, if I like in the sense of like if I was in the Danmachi world, would I be an adventurer and stuff? I would be like, yeah, it's cool and all, but like some of this is just so disgusting in the sense of like like the ants and stuff, like still alive barely stuff. I will say this, you know, a lot of people rag on Lily for her actions in this episode and, you know, how easily Belle forgave her and stuff, but you have to remember what Lily's been through as well as a character, you know, from when she was young to now, how she's been dealt by adventurers. So you can't really blame her too much for this as well, right? At the same time, you could argue that Belle's very naive, but that's just Belle being naive as well, you know, that's just how he is. I also love the touch. If you notice carefully here, by the way, is that you can tell that the knife is not there on Belle's back. I mean, it's a very small thing that people may or may not have noticed if they had left it there. Just if you want to reuse animations and stuff, but they actually made sure to remove the knife from his backside, so you could tell that okay, it's gone, missing, vanished, poof. To be honest, why would you keep it on your back? That's such a that's tough, man. That's tough. Dirty Balance is such a ripoff. I love how he specifically says the blade is dead. It's great that's such a key word to say, especially because in the last episode we've been talking about how the Hestia knife is alive and stuff. Um, I wonder if she had picked up the scabbard and had, you know, the Hephaestus symbol, then maybe it would have gotten more money. But yeah. I love how every time there's a short stack, they all just think parum, palum, palum, palum. Like it could be anything, but no palum. This is Ryu being just so smart. And showing her skills as well. I still maintain, man, Familiar Chronicles and stuff should have been made into an anime, honestly. I love how everybody's like, Shiantro? He's rubbing her hands so low. Siri's like, what the fuck? And then Ryu says this. This is too funny. You should be doing not with Sierra. You should be doing this with Sierra. It's too funny. Oh man. Too funny. Too funny. He's spraying. Don't play pranks, og. Again, the hostess of fertility is so goated, man. They're all very smart individuals, you know. Even if they may be sometimes a bit bumbling in terms of character personalities, like Anya, Chloe, and Lenore. But yeah, all of them are so smart and so like intelligent in what they do. Again, it's just experience, you know, being in Aurario and everything. He's smart now, finally. Again, this is, I think, also Belle being unaware of like how bad adventures can be as well. I think if he knew, then he would be a little bit more caring of Lily from the very get-go. Not only, obviously, being naive and stuff, but yeah. Flatter a rabbit enough, it'll climb a tree. I love how you just, here you go, I'll take this. Your 13k, my 13k, thank you very much. I wonder how it is in Aurario, generally speaking, like with adventures and supporters, because of course Lily's had to only deal with the dickheads in Soma Familia primarily, right? I wonder what the average adventure is like. I mean, I know we can kind of use Mord as an example, I feel. But I also feel like Mord is a little bit on the line of like a bit of a dickhead kind of thing. I wonder. I don't know. I feel like if you're part of a. I guess it depends on the familiar you're part of. A less reputable familiar, you'll be a little bit more of a dickhead, whereas a more reputable familiar like a Hephaestus or a Hermes or a Scanetia, maybe you'd be a little bit better there, potentially. I don't know. It'll be very interesting to see. Oh yeah, Odeus. This was so randomly thrown in the mix, man. Again, I feel like the main series didn't do Eyes justice completely. And I feel, and of course when they did Sword Rotor, it completely flopped massively. But man, it would have been so good to see that a little bit more detail there, you know. And again, I think Sword Rotor needs to come back, man. I still maintain. So no, what I was gonna say was, obviously, I think in the next episode we'll start off with Eyes getting to level 6 and Belle finding about it, I think, as well, along with, of course, everything else with Lily. But yeah, oh yeah, the Grimoire comes through. Yeah, I forget that they did so much in these episodes, man. Because again, remember that first season, a lot of people forget that the first season was episodes, like volumes 1 to 5, which is a lot. It is a lot. So it's not a insignificant amount that they adapted, but yeah, it's insane. It's insane how much they adapted in this one. But it's credit where it's due. Season 1, even with all that content, they actually nailed it, kinda, not fully, but kinda. A good start. It was a good start. Season 2 was a damn shame, of course. I think it needed more episodes, simply put. Same with season 3. Season 4, of course, did extremely well. So yeah. He's done. He's done. He's done. Absolutely done. And toasted. My guy's toasted. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought of the episodes, of course. But yeah, no, I think it was pretty solid overall, episodes 3 and 4. Again, let me know what you guys think about my points as well regarding the two things I said, the Hestia knife being more, and also the whole situation with the gods and goddesses and their children's relationships affecting their skills and statuses, maybe. Obviously, we're going to be continuing on episodes 5 and 6 tomorrow as well. Definitely, we're going to be carrying on with that. Hopefully, this one works. If it doesn't, I might have to figure out something and just kind of blank that out maybe or something. We'll see. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I'm curious to see what you guys have to say. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and all that good stuff. Catch you guys in the next one. Take it easy, everybody. Bye bye.